He had everything: money, power, influence. Cities moved when he signed papers. Planes waited when he blinked, and yet every night he felt painfully alone. Not because he lacked people, but because no one ever saw him. They saw the cars, the watches, the houses, but never the man inside. The silence followed him everywhere, even in rooms full of applause. Ethan Brooks became a billionaire before 30. His face appeared on magazines. His name echoed in boardrooms but behind closed doors. He was exhausted of fake smiles and calculated affection. Every relationship ended the same way: excitement when wealth was discovered, and emptiness right after he started, wondering if real love still existed or if money had erased the possibility forever. One night, sitting alone in a penthouse overlooking the city lights, he made a decision that would change his life. He would walk away from the wealth, at least for a while. No assistance, no luxury, no status, just himself. He wanted to be chosen without money, without power, without the armor he had built around his life. So he dressed simply, drove an old car, and moved through the city like an ordinary man. The world felt different, slower, warmer. People looked him in the eyes. Conversations felt real for the first time. He smiled without thinking about image or expectations. That is when he met Lily. She worked at a small diner on the edge of town. Long hours, tired feet, but a gentle voice. She smiled like someone who had known struggle but refused to let it harden her heart. When she handed him coffee, she did not rush. She asked how his day was and actually listened. Ethan kept coming back, not for the food, but for the feeling. She remembered his name. She noticed when he seemed tired, she laughed easily. Her laugh stayed with him long after he left. One evening, she sat across from him after her shift ended. They talked about life, dreams, fears. He told her he was still figuring things out. She said she was too. There was no judgment, no pity, just understanding. Lily was raising herself after losing her parents. Young, she learned early that nothing was promised and kindness was a choice. She believed people mattered more than possessions, and love was built in moments, not things. Ethan felt something shift inside him. With her, he was not the billionaire, not the success story. He was just a man being heard. They began meeting outside the diner, walks through quiet streets shared, meals cooked at home, simple conversations that felt deeper than anything. He had known before he warned her gently that he did not have much money. She smiled and said she did not need much either. That sentence broke something open inside him. For the first time in his life, someone wanted him without knowing who he was to the world she wanted, who he was when nothing else was visible. Weeks turned into months. Ethan fell in love deeply, quietly, terrified and grateful at the same time. Every laugh, every shared silence felt sacred, but guilt followed him closely because he was hiding the truth. He watched Lily struggle, balancing bills and dreams, and still offer kindness to strangers, still believe in love. He helped where he could, carefully, never revealing too much, never letting money speak. One night he overheard her friends warning her, telling her she deserved more, telling her love without stability was foolish. Lily listened calmly and answered that character mattered more than comfort, and loyalty mattered more than luxury. Ethan stood frozen, unable to breathe. That night he knew he could not lose her, but he was terrified that the truth would destroy everything they had built. The truth came out not by accident but by choice. On a quiet evening, Ethan took Lily to a small park where they first laughed together. The sky soft, the air calm. His hands shook as he spoke. He told her there was something he had hidden, not because he wanted to deceive her, but because he was afraid. Black cars arrived, silently, lights off. Men stepped back respectfully. Lily looked confused, her smile faded. Ethan looked at her with tears in his eyes and told her he was a billionaire, that the simple life was a choice and the love was real. Silence stretched heavy. Lily felt her heart race, anger, confusion. Hurt all at once, she asked why he did not trust her. He said, because he had never been loved without conditions before, and he was scared to lose the only real thing he had ever known. She turned away, tears falling. She walked slowly, processing the truth, the lies, the feelings, everything she loved and everything that frightened her. Ethan waited, ready to lose everything for the second time. Lily came back, looked at him and said, love built on fear still hurts, but love built on truth can heal. She told him that money did not scare her lies did. She told him next time, choose honesty first. Then she hugged him and whispered that she loved the man, not the fortune. That night changed both of them. Ethan learned that vulnerability was not weakness, and Lily learned that love sometimes arrives wearing uncertainty, but stays when trust is chosen. They built a life grounded in simplicity. Despite the wealth, Lily continued working by choice. Ethan simplified his world. They traveled quietly, helped others anonymously, and protected what mattered most. Their story spread quietly, not as a fairy tale but as a reminder that real love is not impressed by wealth but moved by sincerity. Because when everything else is stripped away, love is what remains.